Hello everyone, in this video I will go over one Blob fight and explain basic commander calls. I will explain what they expect from you in different situations, as well as some of the core game mechanics used in WvW. This video is meant for beginners who just stepped into WvW and want to participate in Blob fights. Experienced players will probably find most of the video trivial.
3, 2, 45.
When your commander calls for Empower, Guardians should cast their Staff 4 skill, which stacks Might for their party. Outside combat, they can also drop their Staff 3 skill to stack Swiftness duration. Ideally, your squad should be split into groups of 5, and each group should have one Guardian for support. This is important because of how support skills work in the game. Almost all of them have limited number of allied targets that will be affected by the skill, mostly 5 people, and they will be first applied to party members. If there is less than 5 party members in range, some of the squad members will be affected, and only if there are no squad members in range, then random people outside squad can get the buff. Guardians are important because they provide stability for their party, which gives you immunity to CC abilities. If for any reason you get CC'd in the middle of the fight and you don't have a personal stun break, it will very likely result in your death.
Go forward in 3, 2, 1, go forward. Just kite the shit whilst it's 3, 2, 1, go back.
Kiting is when you move just in range of enemies' abilities and then quickly turn back without casting anything yourself. The purpose is to make your enemy waste their range abilities so that they are on cooldown when you move in later to attack.
Okay, go right side. There we go, then west the rep spike. Okay, move forward again in 3, move forward. Go back again in 3, 2, 1. Let's go back again. There we go, keep moving back now, keep moving back guys. Come, don't get caught, don't get.
Pulling in the bottom, 3, 2, 1, pulling.
Hold on, race back going 3, 2, 1, race back go, race back go. Let's just race back on them, race back on. Clear it out.
On the range spike call, you should only use abilities that have 1200 range. That means that most of your squad damage will come from Revenants, and if you have any, Weavers and Core Guardians. Most of Necromancer's skills are 900 range, so they won't do much on range spike. Support engineers can also cast their Hammer 5 ability for additional CC. Revenants should focus on casting their Hammer 3 ability, Face Smash. Ideally, all Revenants should drop their Face Smash at the same time and the same location to create focused damage and down a few enemy players. Downing even 1 or 2 players on range spike is great for your squad when you go to melee engage later in the fight. Face Smash gives you evade range during the cast, however, lines from Guardians or Elementalists do not deal any damage, so they will interrupt you if you do not have any stability. That means that Guardians should give stability to their Revenant on range spike, and if there is enough time, they should cast their lines in front of them to stop the enemy range spike. To cleave down players, Revenants can use their Hammer 2 ability, Weavers can use Lava Font, and Core Guardians can drop their symbols on them.
Power in here whilst we are going guys. Get the one down, go back, we're really more or less regroup now. Rear behind, rear behind. Okay, move back, come back, get out of the bubble, come on, get out of it, move back. Go right side now in 3, 2, 1, go right side. Bubble up in 3, 2, 1, bubble from race back on them.
Bubble up.
On them.
They're fighting.
Now she's.
Bubble is Spellbreaker's elite skill, Winds of Disenchantment. It removes enemies' boons, but it has also a unique effect which makes it impossible for enemy players in range to receive any boons while inside the bubble. It is very strong to combine the bubbles with other skills that remove boons. In this case, our commander called for Shades. Necromancers should drop their Shades inside the enemy blob and use their F2 and F4 skills to remove boons, and F5 skill for damage. If you see your warrior to cast a bubble, drop any CC that you might have inside the bubble and focus your damage there. Because of how many boon strips there is inside the bubble, it is very likely that enemy players inside will not have stability. That means that your CC will actually work, the enemy players will be stunned and will most likely die. On the other hand, if you see the enemy bubble, try to interrupt it. It is a channel skill, which means that warriors cannot do much while channeling the bubble. However, you need to keep in mind that every warrior will use balanced stance before casting bubble, which means that they will have pulsing 2 stacks of stability during the channel. You need to remove those 2 stacks of stability and then interrupt him. Anyone can drop CC on them, but necromancers are best for it. Use your focus skill number 5, and if they are in range, that is, if you stand inside the bubble, use X skill number 3. If they are very close to you, you can use your F2 and F4 shades abilities, even without dropping the shade, because they will pulse around you too. Other than that, your guardians can use shield 5 ability to interrupt the bubble, your warriors can use hammer 4 or hammer 5, full encounter or hammer burst skills, and many other. Any CC will do.
Go back now in 3, 2, 1, go back, clear these down, easy down. Pressure on the right side, 3, 2, 1, pressure on the left side, sorry, dodge back walls. Big bomb in front of 3, 2, 1, wells on the right side and go left, wells on the right side and go left.
When your commander calls for wells, all necromancers should cast all their wells at the same time. They should have at least Well of Corruption and either Well of Darkness or Well of Suffering. If you do not need a personal stun break, you can take all 3 wells at the same time. It is important not to cast wells if your commander doesn't call for it. That way, when your commander does call for wells, necromancers create an area of focused damage and boon removal. You should down a lot of players this way if done correctly. If you have enough warriors, it is insanely strong to cast bubble on Well's call. Unfortunately, in our case, we did not have one. Other than that, drop any AoE damage and CC that you might have on Well's call. Revenants should use their Hammer 2 skill, Road, and Elemental Blast. If they are in range, they can swap to swords and cast skills number 4 and 2. Skill number 4 immobilizes, which is very strong on Wells.
3, 2, 1, now go, wells go. Left. Dodging back in 3, 2, 1, dodge back, let him waste the bomb in front, let him waste the bomb, there we go, move back right, full clown, full free, defense, go back, keep moving back, get ready for breach on me in 3, 2, 1, big step up, push it to, breach up in 3, 2, 1, breach up a bubble, kick us bubble.
Breach is the Scourge elite skill, and it is similar to Wells. It does good damage and boon removal, and again, it is very important not to cast Breach outside the commander's call. The main difference compared to Wells is that Breach is not targeted skill, but it creates AoE around you. Because of that, it can be used defensively to stop the enemy from pushing you. But in our case, we use Breaches offensively, and this time we combined them with a bubble.
Mobilize. Go. Keep moving left,
Good bubble, good bubble. You need help behind.
Cleanse off. Move back again.
It's a beautiful bubble, whoever that was.
Move back again. Green power. Okay, raise back in front. Hammer 2. Go through. 3, 2, 1, go through all the downies. Guards F1, pull on top of me and just full fucking
Good bubble.
At this point, we just cleave the rest of the enemy blob. Our commander called for our guardians to use F1, which is Tome of Justice, and use the number 3 skill that pulls enemies, which makes the cleave just a little bit faster.
Another good bubble. Really good, guys.
Nice bubble.
Well done, Warriors, that was really good.
Should become an esports commentator.
Now let's see the fight without any breaks, and at the end of the video I have some more general tips to share.
Power in 3, 2, 45. Go forward in 3, 2, 1, go forward. Just count the shit whilst there's 3, 2, 1, move back. Okay, go right side. There we go, the west of the rev spike. Okay, move forward again in 3, move forward. Go back again in 3, 2, 1. Let's go back again. There we go, keep moving back now, keep moving back, guys. Come, don't get.
Pulling on the bottom. 3, 2, 1, pulling.
Oh, now race back going 3, 2, 1, race back go, race back go. Literally, race back on there, race back on. Clear it down. Power in here whilst we are going, guards. Get the one down, pull back. We're really more or less regroup now. Res behind, res behind. Okay, move back, come back, come back, come back. Get out of the bubble, get out of the bubble. Come on, get out of it, get out of it. Move back. Go right side now in 3, 2, 1. Go right side. Bubble up in 3, 2, 1. Bubble from race back. Bubble from race back on
Bubble
them.
up, bubble up.
On them with them.
They're fighting.
Sit down, now shares, now shares. Go back now in 3, 2, 1. Go back, go back, go back, go back. Clear these down, easy down. Pressure on the right side. 3, 2, 1. Pressure on the left side. Sorry, dodge back walls, dodge back walls. Big bomb in front in 3, 2, 1. Wells on the right side and go left. Wells on the right side and go left. In 3, 2, 1. Now go. Wells go. Left. Dodging back in 3, 2, 1. Dodge back. Let him waste the bomb in front. Let him waste the bomb. There we go. Move back right. Full clown, full free. Please, defense. Move back, keep moving back. Get ready for breach on me in 3, 2, 1. Big step up. Push it to breach up in 3, 2, 1. Breach up a bubble. Kick on the
Mobilize.
Mobilize. Go. Keep moving left.
Good bubble, good bubble.
Need help behind.
Cleanse off. Move back again.
It was a beautiful bubble, whoever that was.
Move back again. Green power. Okay, race back in front. Hammer twos. Go through 3, 2, 1. Go through all the downies. Guards F1. Pull on top. Pull on top of me and just full fucking
Good
bomb.
bubble. Another good bubble. Really good, guys.
Nice bubble.
Well done, Warriors. That was really good.
Should become an
Where's that ready,
esports
by the way?
commentator.
Probably the best advice that I can give you is stay close to your commander. Positioning in World v World is absolutely crucial. A lot of support skills have limited range, so if you want to get heals, cleanses and stability, you need to be as close to your commander as possible. Also, as I've already mentioned, a lot of support skills have limited number of friendly targets. The same thing applies for damage skills. That means that if 50 people stand on one spot and someone casts a face smash on them, only 5 out of 50 people will receive damage. This way you can mitigate or rather split a lot of incoming damage. If there is only 5 people on one spot, it will be always them who takes the damage, and they will die very quickly. If there is 50, then different people receive damage from different sources, and it is much easier to survive. If your commander wants to stealth for longer duration, he will want all engineers to use Sneak Gyro as their elite skill. Sneak Gyros give stealth directly, but you can additionally prolong it because it creates a smoke field as well. And if you use a blast finisher on a smoke field, you will prolong stealth of your party by additional several seconds. For blast finishers, Revenants can use Hammer 5 ability. Do not use Hammer 3 as you might need it later for range spikes. Guardians can use Staff 2 skill, Scrappers can use number 5 on Medkit, Warriors can blast with Warhorn skills, and many other. Sneak Gyro gives stealth to only 5 people in your party, so ideally you want to have a Scrapper in every party, or you need to use a lot of blast finishers.
On the right, move behind me, smoke up here in 3, 2, 1, smoke down, blast. Okay, they're gonna smoke down, they got better smoke down,
If the enemy blob blasts stealth, you can see it and you can even hear a blasting sound if they do it behind a corner. Listen very carefully in the following clip.
Sorry, behind the rock again. Yeah, just disengage then. RA is on the other side.
If your commander wants a quick stealth for a shorter duration, he will core for a Veil, which is a Mesmer skill. What's unique about Veil is that it doesn't have limited number of allied targets, which means that 50 people can get stealth from one Veil.
No, they might have warriors. Okay, Veil ready. Veil on arrow. Get ready for Wells in 3, 2, 1. Wells down. Go down, get up. Wells in front in 3, 2, 1.
You can see that at the end of the Veil stealth, our blob was in range and ready to deal some serious damage. You might notice that sometimes your abilities hit for very little damage. That is probably caused by many defensive skills that are in the game. Sometimes commanders will explicitly call for defensives or to bunker. Most often though, it is up to you to know when it is a good time to cast your defensive skills. Most people in Blob will have a permanent protection, which gives them 33% damage reduction unless it is stripped from them by Wells, Bubble or other skills. Protection gives 40% damage reduction if it comes from a Tempest. Tempests can also give Frost Aura to their party, which is another 10% damage reduction. Revenants can cast their Dwarf Elite skill, which gives 50% damage reduction to their party, and Guardians can give Aegis, which completely blocks one attack, Resistant, which makes you immune to all conditions, and they also have Unbroken Lines, which gives you additional toughness. That is it for the video. Let me know if you liked it and if you'd want to see more. I might do class specific guides in the future.